Kalkadosh Boker Or, Masechet Makot Daf Yomi Daf 5A1. It says the Mishnah on the top of the page. Mishalshin b'mamon ve'en mishalshin b'makot. Yeah, we always divide money, but we do not divide the lashes. So, Ketzal, what's the case exactly? Imagine he testified that he's obligated to his friend 200 zuz, and then they became zomemim. So, mishalshim b'nehem, which means that they divide the tashlum between them. So, if there's going to be 200 zuz, so it's 100 per each person, right? If it's going to be right now, Malkut, which is imidu shu chayav Malkut 40, imtzu zomim, and then they were found to be zomim. Kol echad ve'echad lo ke-40, so each one is going to get 40 lashes. Okay? So the Mishnah basically just said that if it's money, you divide the money between them. So for example, you have two edim zomim, and there was 200 zuz, so each one is going to pay 100 zuz. If it's going to be the lashes, you don't divide the lashes, so therefore each one is going to get the lashes, 40 lashes. Okay, says the Gemara. How do we know these words? Right? How do we know the mishalshim mom lo mishalshim malkut? Rabbi Abai says ne'emar rasha b'chayve malkiot v'ne'emar rasha b'chayve mito bedin. It says rasha v'yam bin nekot rasha to do with malkut, and it says rasha kasher u rasha lamut b'chayve mito bedin. Just like by the bedin and mita lemechza, meaning when you kill someone, you don't kill someone halfway. So too by malkut and malkut lemechza, you don't get half lashes. Rava comes and he says no, but there's another reason, meaning like this. How do we know that you cannot divide the lashes? Because just like by death, we cannot divide the death, so too we don't divide the lashes. Rava comes and he says, I have another pasuk. The pasuk says, 1 second. You wanted to give him 40 lashes. If you're only going to get 20, that's not what you wanted to give. So ask the Gemara 1 second. According to that learning, money also should be the exact same thing. So answers the Gemara, mamon mitzaref, malkulo mitzaref. Money, when you have the money, the two monies, and you put them together, money is mitzaref, they combine together. So since the money is mitzaref, so therefore you do have the kasher zamam in 100%. Malkut, it's never mitzaref because each person, when he gets the lashes, it's separate. Meaning when I'm taking the money out of my pocket and I put 200 with 200 or 100 with 100, they combine together, but it doesn't combine together when you have the lashes. Okay? So Kalkadosh, we're on the second Mishnah now, on the Amud Aleph. What does that mean? The edim zomemim, they're not going to become edim zomim until there's hazama. Kate said, what does that mean? Amru, they said, right? They come and they testify somebody killed somebody. So Amru, they told them, what are you talking about? This person was with us, or the killer was with us. So that's not edim zomim, that's hakasha. If you remember, hakasha just means contradictory testimony, because they're not saying that you guys were with us. They were just saying the killer or the litigant, the defendant, he was with us somewhere else. So therefore, how could you testify? Aval amru lahem, and this is what we brought down in Bet Amud Aleph. Aval midiktani lekaman, if you remember, midiktani lekaman amru lahem, hechatem idim shariatim hayitim manu b'mato ayom b'moto yom b'makom ploni harei elu zemamim. These are edim zomim. ונהרגים על פיהם. באו אחרים וזימום, ואפילו 100, כולם יהרגו. What happens if other witnesses come and they made them edim zomim? They keep on going. So everyone dies, even 100. Rabbi Yehuda says, no. This is trickery. Only the first group is going to be killed. Everyone else is not going to be killed because it can't be that everyone was with them. It doesn't make sense, such a case. So now we're starting the Gemara on Daf Yomi Daf. Says the Gemara, how do we know that there's going to be a Makot, that the Edut Hazama has to be with the Gufa Edim Rishonim? So Amar Ravada says, the Pasuk says, Vine ed sheker ha'ed sheker ana be'achiv. What does that mean? Ad shetikshaker gufa shel edut. It has to be the guf edut has to become shakranim. Meaning, no, it can't just be a kasha. Kasha means contradictory. I say A, you see B. That's not hazama. That just means I argue with you. I say A, you say B. So that's not gufa shel edut. The gufa shel edut has to be that you were with me somewhere completely else. That's gufa shel edut. The Rabbi Shmuel come and they say no. It says right ki yakum et chamas bish lano bo sarah. What does it mean lano bo sarah? Sarah means it's museret, which means that they're not going to become edim zomim ad shetisarea gufa shel edut, until they're going to testify the musarim for the place that the edut actually took place, which means they're destroying the entire concept of the edut, because now that you're saying imanu hayitem makom acher bichlal, so bichlal it's a completely different edut. So Amar Rava, so Rava comes and he says, okay, fine, what is hazama exactly? Ba'u shnayim v'amru, two witnesses come and they say, b'mizrach, bira, on the east of the bira, harag ploni et nefesh, right? Ploni came and he killed. Ubau Shnaim Vamru, and other people say, what are you talking about? Valo b'maharav. It was Maharav Bira Imanu Yitem. You were with us on the west. Chazin, and so we're going to look. Even kedekaim Maharav Bira Michse Chazu leMizrach Bira. Right? If we're going to be Daf Yomi Daf Makot. He says, if we're going to come and we're going to see, if right now, can you still see it? So then Elu and Elu Zomim, it's all considered Edim Zomim. Vim Lav, and if not, Elu Zomim, then it is considered Edim Zomim. So says the Gemara, Pshita, obviously. Yeah. So says the Gemara, we're going to see if that's considered as Zamar or not, because at the end of the day, if the east of the palace or the west of the palace, let's see if they could actually see it or not. And if not, then they're going to be considered Zomim. So says the Gemara, Pshita, obviously. What's the Chidush? Says no. Ma'u the Tema, I would have thought to say Lechush lenehora baria. I would have said that maybe they have an incredible eyesight, right? Which means maybe I could say, listen, they could be on the west. They're talking about something that happened. So maybe they saw with an incredible eyesight. Kamash Malan comes to teach you, right, that we're not going to suspect of such a thing. Meaning we're not going to start thinking that these guys have, I don't know what type of eyesight that they're able to see. I don't know what. No, we look and we see. Can you see from one part to the other? If yes, yes. No, no. Fine. Another halacha. Yeah. Another case, Amar Rava, Rava says, Ba'u Shnaim V'amru, right? Two people come and they say, Besura betzafra b'cha b'shabata, in Surah in the morning on Sunday morning in Surah, Harak ploni tenefesh. Uba'u Shnaim V'amru, and two people come and they say, what are you talking about? Bepanya b'cha b'shabata, on Sunday afternoon, Imanu ayitem benarda, you were with us in Narda. So says the Gemara, the same thing. Chazina, we're going to see, in mitzafra lepanya, from the morning to the afternoon, you could go from Surah to Narda, so then they're not considered those of me. Love, but if not, then they're going to be considered doing zimzumim. So says Pshita, obviously. Meaning, if I could come and I could say that you took a flight and you got, so okay, so then it's possible. You were in both places. You were in Miami in the morning and then in New York in the afternoon. What's the problem? So he says, no. I would have thought to say, that you've got an incredible horsepower. You got this thing that you're able to fly. You could take a private, he says, right, we're talking about Mamash, that you went on a very, very fast gamal, which is basically, it's like Kil Foreach. Mamash, you went on one of these light trains that are, I don't know what, they have only in China. Yeah? Kamashmaran comes in, we don't suspect those things. Meaning we come and we look at the normal time. In the normal time, can you do it? Yes or no? And that's it. Fine. Another case, V'amarava, Ba'u ve'amru, two people come and they say, Becha b'shabbat harak lo niten nefesh. On Sunday, this guy killed. Uba'u shnayim ve'amru, Imanuti b'cha b'shabbat, you were with us, Ela b'tzei b'shabbat, but it was on Monday. Meaning here, they did do the Imanu ayitem, but they agree that he killed. But just it was the wrong day. Meaning, at the end of the day, the guy comes and he says it was Sunday, these two witnesses. The other two witnesses come and say, no, Sunday you guys were with us somewhere else. But it was Monday. So they did agree, but they just said it, right? Or the other way around. It was on Erev Shabbat. Neragin, right? They're still going to be killed as Edim Zomim. Why? Because at the time that they are testifying, Gavra Labar Katalahu, he was still not supposed to be killed. Meaning, if the other Edim came first, so then this guy was already a dead man. When these two Edim Zomim came in and they testified, he still wasn't supposed to be killed. So they testified against the guy that was still innocent. So since they testified, so they are going to be killed, even though at the end he was going to become a dead man anyway. So says the Gemara, what does that come to teach you? Tanina, we already learned it once in the Mishnah, Vava Mubet, right? The Mishnah says, Lefichach, if you're going to find one of them, right, a Zomem, who vehen neragim, right? The defendant and the Edim Zomim are going to be killed. Hashniya Ptura. But the second one, right, is going to be Patur. So the Mishnah already tells you that sometimes the Rasha is going to be killed in Betin, and you're going to kill additional witnesses, right? So what's the chidush then of this Mishnah? Meaning you could kill the defendant plus kill Edim Zomim. What's the chidush? He says, no. The Seifa, right, is where it says, Mashenkem begmar din. It's sichal. That's what you needed as the chidush. Why? Two people come and they say on Sunday there was a gemar din. Okay. What are you talking about? On Sunday you were with us. But it was on Erev Shabbat there was nigmar din. It was on Monday, not on Erev Shabbat. Nigmar dino shel ploni. There was a nigmar din. So it comes out that the gzar din was already after the zman that they were already made, right? The edim zomim. But before they came to Bedin. Enelu neragim, they're not going to be killed. Because when they already came to testify, Gavra bar ketalahu, he was already a dead man. Meaning by gemar din, he was already a dead person. It's like if a person is going to be, has a gemar din that he has to get killed in Medin and somebody comes and he kills him. He's patur. Why? He's a dead man. So same thing here. The exact same halacha applies to knas. If two people come and they say that on Sunday he came and he stole and he slaughtered and he sold. This is talking about the short of a sale, obviously, right? The sheep or the ox. And two people come and they say, "What are you talking about? On Sunday you were with us, but it happened on Monday." So mishalmin, they have to pay, right? Why? Because at the time when they testified, he was patur from paying. You, right, came and you testified falsely. And not only that, even if they said on Erev Shabbat, Mishalmin, they have to pay to be in the Kamasade because at the time that they actually came and they testified, it's not going to be, he doesn't have to come and be paying the Tashlumin. Okay? Right? Why? Because in this case, right, here, it was Lav Bar Tashlumin. So he says, but what happens when you have two witnesses that they came and they said it was on Sunday, he was going to have a Tavach Machar, V'nigmar dino. And then another two people say, no, Bechabesh Shabbat you were with us, but it was Erev Shabbat and it was Nigmar Dino. Velo, then not only that, even if they said Bechabesh Shabbat, Dino, but it was a Monday, and Mishalmim here, they don't pay. Why? Because when they're testifying, he's already bar tashlumin. So basically, it all has to do with, at the end of the day, there's already a tashlumin involved. Once there's already a tashlumin involved, anyway, they're going to become patur. So it all depends whether there was already gmardin or not gmardin. Okay, 2 dots. Okay. Rabbi Yehuda says in the Mishnah, if you remember, he said if there's 100 cases of witnesses coming, and each one they say, Manu, they only kill the first one. They don't kill all the other 100. Why? He says he's statituzu. This is the trampa. Yeah? He comes and he says this is a trampa. What does it mean now? Statituzu. This is like a whole thing here. Yeah? So he comes and he says as follows. He says the Amud Bet, right? 5b. Statitizo. He comes and he says, if Bemet is istatitizo, so afilu kadri shonana milo, right? 5b, right? The Amud Bet. He says, if it's going to be so then not even the first ones you should kill. Why are you going to kill the first group of edim zomim and all the other 100 you're not going to kill? They're all edim. It's all a trick. So Amar Yavu says of Yavu shekvar kadmu. They already killed them. So Maida hava says, okay, so Kaddish, what do you want? El Amarava, brother Rava says, Hakiyam, this is what we say. If there's only one group, they get killed. But if there's going to be more than one group, they don't get killed. So it says the Gemara, ha bilvad kaman. It says, katarishona bilvad. Bilvad means that there's only one group. So you're right. You have a question on that. Okay? Fine. Next. There was a woman that she brought Edim to testify about her, and they were found to be Edim shakranim. Again, she brought more witnesses. They were also shakranim. They were also false witnesses. She brought the third one that they weren't. This woman already has a chazakah that she's bringing false witnesses. So I don't even pay attention to the witnesses anymore. Elmaleh Rabbi Elazar says, Rabbi Elazar, he says, okay, fine. She has a chazakah. But all Bnei Yisrael have a chazakah? Meaning, okay, fine. You're right. She has a chazakah that she's a shakranit or whatever, and but not all of Israel are shakranim. So Zimni Naviyat Kamed Rabbi Yochanan. He was in front of Rabbi Yochanan. And this came in front of him. Amad Shakish says that Shakish Chazakazu. Amad Shakish Muchzaka Kol Yisrael Muchzaku. Had Al Chazil Rabbi Elazar b'shut. So that means Shakish came and he looked at Rabbi Elazar with a bad face. You know, like Kilu, what are you doing? Why? Amaleh, he told him, Shamat milim barnafcha v'lo amar lamishme. You heard this from Rabbi Yochanan and you didn't tell it to me in his name? Meaning that Shakish was upset that if you already heard this from Rabbi Yochanan, why didn't you tell it to me in the name of Rabbi Yochanan? So Lemar Shakish Amar Rabbi. So why don't we say that Shakish holds like Rabbi Yehuda, which means that we suspect for this like kunsim and all of these trampas, as they say, abarjas, and Rabbi Yochanan holds like Rabbanan. So Amar Shakish says Shakish, Ana dabni lechafilu Rabbanan. I go even according to Rabbanan. Kano kamani Rabbanan hatam. When is Rabbanan always saying it? The leka de kamadar, because you can't retract, right? Which means the one that's looking after them, right, and he's trying to get them. So therefore, we're going to suspect that everyone's going to be liars. But over here, ikaha de kamadra, the woman is going after them, trying to look for them. So therefore, Rabbi Yochanan is going to tell you, I could say even according to Rabbi Yehuda. Why? When does Rabbi Yehuda say over there? It says what? Everyone was by them? It's impossible. But over here, meaning in the case of the Edim Zomim, in the case of the Mishnah, every group that came, they kept on saying, you guys were with us, you guys were with us, you guys were with us, you guys were with us. Doesn't make sense. What, the entire world was with them? Something's wrong. Here in this case, okay, so some people know the witnesses, the testimony, and some people don't. That's it. There's nothing indifferent. Fine. Mishnah. Says the Mishnah on Hamud Bet. This is the first Mishnah. The Edim Zomim are not going to be killed unless there's Gemar Din. Meaning if there was no Gemar Din and then they were caught to be liars, they don't get killed. Shadei tzedokim omrim, because the tzedokim used to say ad she'areg, until they're killed. That's when they're killed. Shneimar nefesh v'nefesh, a soul for another soul. Okay. Sorry. אמרו להם חכמים, סדר חכמים, ולא כבר נאמן. It says, ועשינו כשזה מנצוד אחיו, והרי אחיו קיים, his brother is still alive. אם כן, if so, למה נאמר? Why did it say נפש ונפש? So he says, יכול, I would have thought to say נפש ונפש, right? I would have thought to say, משעה שקיבלו עדותן, once they get the testimony, they're going to be killed. תמול לומר, נפש ונפש, they're only going to be killed until there's גמר הדין. Okay? Fine. Tana, we learned to the Braita, right? Berebi Omer, Beribi says. Beribi comes and he says, right? It's the name of a Tana. Lo hargu neragin. Hargu and neragin. This is what's brought down in the Rashi on the top of Bet Amud Bet, if you remember. Right? What does that mean? He says, if right now they did not kill lo hargu, so then they're going to be killed. But if they already killed the guy, he's not going to be killed. Right? So you because if you remember, it was kasher zaman v'lo kasher asa. So Amar lo Aviv says his father, Beni, my son, love kal v'chomer, it's a kal v'chomer. Right? Amar lo, he says, Libatanu Rabbeinu shenushim minadin. We learned, you don't learn a kal v'chomer to punish. Meaning you cannot use a kal v'chomer to come and to start killing people. The Tanya was learned in the Braita. When a person is going to take a sister, whether it's the son of the mother, the daughter of the mother, daughter of the father, that's only if it's neither or, meaning it's either the half sister because of the father or half sister because of the mother. What happens if it's full sister? Batimo bativu minayin. That vat achoto is coming to teach you that you get punished as well. But I have a kal v'chomer. If you're going to be punished on a half sister, whether it's going to be for the bat of batimo, meaning from the father, not from the mother, and mother, not from the father, so kal v'chomer, then kol sheken, you should get punished on your full sister. Halamata, you learn from here in Onshim Minadin that you don't get punished from a kal v'chomer. So he says, okay, fine, that's a punishment. Onesh shamanu. Azara minayin. How do we know about the azara? Azara is basically the warning. Right? How do you know both? This is the words. He is extra to teach you that you have a warning not to be with your full sister as well. So says so it comes out that even on a kal v'chomer, you also don't learn of the azara. The azara is a warning. Meaning not only don't you learn the punishment from a kal v'chomer, you don't learn the azara as well. How do we know about Malkut? It says Rasha by Chayve Mitobetin, and it says Rasha by Chayve Malkut. So therefore, we learn from here that it's also that until this Gmar Din, that's when they get punished. Chayve Galiot Minayin, Atya Rotzeach Rotzeach, the same thing. Rotzeach Rotzeach, meaning there's Gzar Sheva by Galut also. Only if it's the Gmar Din, then they go to Galut. If there's no Gmar Din, they don't go to Galut. Tanya, we learned in the Braita. Says Rabbi Yudah ben Tabai, Rebbe Nechama, I'm going to see consolation if I didn't kill an Ed Zomem. If I didn't take out from the Tzedukim, then I'm going to say that they're not going to be killed until he gets killed. He says, what are you talking about? If you didn't spill innocent blood, they both have to be edzim zomim. Meaning that it's not enough to have one of them ed zomem. You need both of them to become edim zomim to kill them. You're right, you need gmardin to be lotzim libansha. But what's going on? So miyad kibel lav Yehuda ben Tabai, he was mikabel that he's not going to paskin any halacha in front of Shimon ben Shatach. And every single day Yehuda ben Tabai used to go on kivro shel oto ed, he used to go on that ed on the kol, kolon yishvan, he used to cry, and everyone used to think that it was the kolo shel arug of the person that was dead. Amar kolisha, but it's his. Tedu, they should know why, because l'macharu met, he's going to die the next day. Then kolon yishvan, nobody going to hear anything. So Amar le Ravacha, Rava le Ravashi, Dilma maybe be'emet b'dina kambadeh. He already had a bedin. And that's why he was or Inami pays some advice. So therefore, it's not going to be Be'emet. It's not a proof. Maybe Be'emet, it was the call of the one that was killed, meaning that he was screaming out from his grave that he was killed and he wasn't supposed to be killed. And really, Be'emet, Yudam and Tamai, he just actually said this. But again, right, we have that a person they're not killed until both of them become Edim Zomemim. We're going to stop here tomorrow, Blina, that we continue from the Mishnah.